The main character sprawls on the bed. The clock shows 11 a.m. with the phone slipping onto their face. The character sits up, watery eyes, with icons spinning around the head. Deadline, TikTok, Netflix, and instant noodles. The character opens a book, reads 3 lines, then their gaze drifts off. Thought bubbles show scrolling TikTok and eating noodles. The character slumps down tiredly. Behind them a red circle with the words, lazy gives, guilty gives, procrastinate gives, stressed gives, lazy. He character rests their head in their hands. A red light bulb pops above. Not lazy, just learning the wrong way. The character turns into a caveman, holding a stick and running to hunt. Above the head, survive. The brain weighs games, social media, snacks, drama bright and shiny against studying tiny and faint. The brain tilts fully toward the fun and reward side. The character tries to stuff a book into their brain, but the brain pouts, crosses arms, and spins its chair away in defiance. The character and the brain sit together at a table, clinking bubble tea cups for you. A red light bulb pops up. Be friends with your brain. Character stands in front of a mirror, eyes wide, yelling a formula. The mirror reflection exaggerates the expression, both funny and crazy. Character looks startled, face blushing with embarrassment, while knocks knock knock from the neighbor come through the wall. Character holds their head, eyes glowing as a memory bubble pops up with the bright red formula. Consciousness is the product of existence. Character holding a microphone, standing before red curtains like a stage actor, acting out the lesson humorously. The brain sits in the audience clapping enthusiastically. The room transforms into a mini stage. Glowing red lights shine down. The character stands in the center shouting formulas, surrounded by fun props like mic, speakers, and spotlights. Character naps at the desk, planning for 20 minutes, but the clock fast forwards to 3 hours. Wakes up confused and tired. Character opens a book, but empty memory bubbles drift away from their head. Character lies in bed wearing red headphones, phone playing knowledge audio, with music notes and sound waves floating above. Brain dressed like a worker in a hard hat, working at a desk while the character sleeps deeply. Character wakes up refreshed, holding a glowing book, with a red desk lamp shining. Expression is alert and happy. Character just woke up. Messy hair. Behind them the brain glows red. With a clock showing early morning, the brain holds to glowing red energy batteries. Above it the words dopamine. Acetylcholine appear. Character sits at the desk, holding flashcards. Phone set aside with a red prohibition mark. Golden morning light shines in. On one side, character studies at night for 3 hours, exhausted and slumped. On the other, morning study for 15 minutes, fresh and glowing under golden sunlight. Character panics as the alarm clock flies away. Behind them, the brain loses its sparkling golden glow. Character is showering under running water, with a glowing red light bulb above their heads symbolizing a sudden idea. The brain relaxes while puzzle pieces of knowledge float in and connect together into a glowing red diagram. Waterproof notes with formulas stick to the bathroom tiles. The character points at them, smiling cheerfully. Character writes formulas in red marker on the foggy bathroom mirror, mimicking a teacher's voice. Character stands in the bathtub, holding the shower head like a microphone, passionately lecturing to an imaginary audience. Character sits among piles of books, eyes wide, sweating, writing at lightning speed. Character sets a countdown timer for 25 minutes, with a big glowing red 25 minutes and 0 seconds on the screen. The brain wears a Special Forces helmet, red warning lights flashing, looking serious as if preparing for battle. Character studies intensely, holding a red pen, alarm clock ticking nearby, surrounded by icons like no tick-tock, no delay. When the timer rings, character looks up with a bright smile. A glowing red crown appears above their head. Character stands in front of a mirror, pointing seriously like a teacher, lecturing themselves. Character washes dishes with red headphones on, mumbling lessons while soap bubbles float around. A timeline appears. 1 day gives 3 days gives 1 week. Character reviews flashcards at each point. Looking confident, brain wears a Harvard graduation cap, holding a glowing red book, smiling triumphantly. Character wears headphones, dancing happily, with red musical notes above their head mixed with study formulas. Character stands in front of a whiteboard, eagerly marking a red after completing a task. As soon as the check mark is made, a burst of glowing red effects explode behind the character, like level up. Character holds a red candy and smiles happily, with a headphone icon playing music nearby. Brain transforms into a gamer, holding a controller, eyes glowing red with dopamine, rapidly pressing buttons. Character eagerly returns to the desk, surrounded by a glowing red aura like ready for the next round. Character sets up a phone in front, pretending to live stream, pointing at notes with a serious expression like teaching for real. Character sits across from a teddy bear wearing glasses, passionately explaining like a professor. Brain sits at a desk, organizing papers into neat piles, each stack glowing red. Character stands on a small podium, pointing at a clear red diagram. Imaginary students below nodding. An imaginary classmate appears, pointing at the character in surprise. With a speech bubble icon meaning, you explain better than the teacher. Character stands in front of 3 separate boxes: math, literature, history. Each box is locked and isolated. Character holds a magnifying glass, using math formulas to analyze a passage. With both text and glowing red formulas on the paper, character reads a history book, imagining historical figures turning into action heroes on a glowing red screen. Character holds a phone, typing an Instagram story in English, with red speech bubbles showing grammar structures. Above the character's head, a glowing red network connects math, literature, history, English into one seamless diagram. The character smiles joyfully. Character sits at a desk with a red countdown clock showing little time left. Writing frantically with sweat dripping. A red speaker blasts loud music. Character frowns,
How are you doing
covering
today?
ears, but still working on the test. After making a mistake, character does 20 push-ups, grimacing with sweat dripping. In the exam hall, other students look stressed, but the character sits calmly, working peacefully. After handing in the test, the character steps outside, breathing freely, with the scene turning into a cheerful picnic. Character sits at a desk, writing 3 short lines in a notebook. With a steaming red coffee cup beside them, character holds a thick paper book, flips exactly to pages, eyes glowing with focus. Character wears headphones, leaning back relaxed, with red musical notes floating around. A brain shows a red lock, and after completing the 3 steps, it clicks open and glows. Character sits at his study desk, surrounded by a glowing red focus mode on aura. Looking serious yet relaxed, character stands in the center, raising a hand in a humble smile. With small red stars sparkling around, a circle forms around the character with 11 red-black icons: clock, mirror, flashcards, headphones, gamepad, etc., popping like stickers. On the left, a lazy version slumps. On the right, the character sits upright with glowing eyes and a tidy desk, connected by red transition rays. Character holds out a red flash card as if inviting the viewer to try. Friendly face, clear gesture. Another character appears, surprised and pointing at the main character with a visual question bubble icon. The main character smiles confidently with a soft red halo.